Hey guys, and welcome back to the Best Future Funding Firms video part 2. The reasons for making a second part is because one of the companies had a very major change in their policies, and because it's not that simple to compare all the future funding firms with each other, because you have to spend hours reading through the FAQs, because most of the time that's where they hide the most important rules. I've spent the last 3 to 4 hours by going through the FAQs and everything else for all these firms to create this comparison for you, so you have a very easy time to pick your favorite one. And if you want to support all the work that I have put into this video, feel free to use the affiliate links in the description box below at no extra cost for you. Let's get started right away with the criteria that I will use to compare all the prop firms with each other. The first one is going to be what are the evaluation rules. The second one is how much does the challenge and the activation of the actual funded account cost. The third one is the rules for the funded traders, because most of the time the rules for the funded traders are different to the rules that you have to go through while going through the challenge. And the fourth one is going to be the payout process, which is inevitably the most important one. And over the next few slides, I will be comparing the 50K evaluation account of each specific company. Our first contestant today is going to be TopSTEP. You have a 6% profit target with a 4% max drawdown, which is calculated at the end of the day. You can use 5 minis or 5 micros. You need 4 minimum trading days with a 50% consistency rule, which simply means that your biggest profit in terms of PL can't exceed 50% of your overall profit target. So it cannot be bigger than 50% of the 6% profit target, in this case with TopSTEP here. During the challenge phase, you are allowed to trade news, and there's also a $1,000 max daily loss limit. But if you hit that $1,000 max daily loss limit, it's not a rule break. You just can't trade anymore on this account for the current trading day where you lost the $1,000. This is different for all other account sizes, of course. For the 50K challenge with TopSTEP, you pay a monthly fee of $165. And if you pass the challenge, you have to pay a $149 activation fee in order to get your account to the funded stage. And then you move over to the Express funded account. And the rules for the Express funded account are a little bit different, but mostly the same. So you keep that 4% max daily drawdown, which is still being calculated at the end of the trading day. And like all the other companies that we are going to compare today, they are all using the safety net or safety pillow method. To explain that method very simply, it's trailing with your highest account balance. So let's say, for example, on day 2, you reached an account balance of $51,000. Then the 4% max drawdown will be calculated based on that highest account balance. And once you moved above your initial max drawdown of 4% in profit, so once you made more than 4% profit on your Express funded account, your trailing max drawdown for the day locks in at 50K. TopSTEP has also a very specific scaling rule for their Express funded accounts, where you can only risk 2 micro or 2 mini contracts until you reach specific milestones for the Express funded account. News trading is allowed, and you also keep your max daily loss limit depending on your account size, and still it's not a rule violation. You just cannot trade anymore for that specific trading day. To request immediate payouts with TopSTEP, you need at least 5 trading days over $200 in profit, and then you can withdraw 50% of your PL, or 30 days over $200 in profit, and then you can withdraw 100% of your PL. But keep in mind that you actually end up losing some parts of your max trailing drawdown if you withdraw profits before you really build up the safety pillow. Which means that if you're trading a 50K Express funded account and you want to withdraw profits before you hit the $52,000 mark, you simply use percentages of your max trading drawdown. And what you want to do is build your account, your 50K funded account, up to a $52,000 balance, and then start withdrawing profits above 52K because your max trading drawdown is locked in at 50K. And this specific safety pillow method applies to all future funding firms. Doesn't matter if TOPSTEP, Apex, TPT, or TradeDay. Let's continue with our second contestant, which is going to be TakeProfitTrader. For a 50K challenge, you need to reach a 6% profit target, and you have a 4% max trailing drawdown, which is calculated at the end of the day. You can use 6 minis or 60 micros. You need a minimum amount of trading days of 5. There's a 50% consistency rule. News trading is also allowed, but here comes the little difference to TOPSTEP. There's a $1,100 daily loss limit, which is calculated at the end of the day. But this time, if you breach this daily loss limit, you actually lose your challenge. For the 50K TPT challenge, you pay a monthly fee of $170. And once you pass that funded account, you also have to pay a $130 activation fee. But currently, TakeProfitTrader has an awesome promotion with a 40% discount for the monthly fee, and also they do not charge an activation fee if you sign up during the entire month of October. So you actually end up saving $200. Now let's take a close look at the pro account rules once you pass the challenge with TakeProfitTrader. You have a 4% max drawdown, same as you had during the challenge, but with the difference that now it's going to be calculated intraday. But they're also using the same safety pillow method, so once you reach a $52,000 balance on your 50K pro account, your max trading drawdown locks in at 50K. You also have to follow specific news trading rules, and there's also the same daily loss limit that you had during the challenge phase, but this one is calculated at the end of the day. And they do not have a scaling plan, meaning that you can trade with the same amount of minis or micros that you traded with during the challenge phase. And now we get to my favorite point about TakeProfitTrader, and it is that you can request immediate payouts. Keep in mind, we still have that same safety pillow method, so if you withdraw profits on your 50K funded account before you hit that $52,000 limit, then you simply use parts of your intraday calculated max trading drawdown. But once you get above $52,000 on that 50K pro account, you can pretty much withdraw your profits on a daily basis if you want to. And I really do like how simple they kept this part. Now let's continue with Apex Trader Funding. For a 50K Apex challenge, you need to reach a 6% profit target, and you have a 5% max trailing drawdown, this time being calculated intraday. You can use up to 10 minis or 100 micros. You need 7 minimum trading days in order to pass the challenge, and news trading is allowed. There's a monthly fee of $167, but everyone knows about this. Apex always offers 70, 80, or even 90% discounts, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. And you can choose between a monthly or a lifetime activation fee, but the prices are different for each specific trading account size. Once you passed your Apex challenge and you paid the monthly or the lifetime activation fee, you advance to a PA account with a 5% max drawdown, which is still being calculated intraday, and we are still using the same safety pillow method with our trailing drawdown until we reach 5% of our max drawdown in profit, and then it locks in at the $50,000 level. Now Apex also has a 30% consistency rule. News trading is allowed, you're just not allowed to gamble on news, and they also have no scaling plan, so you can use the same amount of minis or micros that you used during the challenge phase. And if you follow all these rules on your PA account, you can request payouts with Apex Trader Funding up to twice per month if you're above the required threshold. Your payouts are going to be capped for 3 months, and afterwards they're going to be uncapped, and you need 10 minimum trading days between each withdrawal request. And now we're already getting to our last contestant, which is going to be TradeDay. And TradeDay really made the most improvements between our last video and the current one, which actually ranks them really high on my personal ranking comparing all of those 4 major future funding firms. But let's talk about the objectives for the 50k challenge. You need a 5% profit target and you have a 4% max drawdown calculated at the end of the trading day. You can use 5 minis or up to 50 micros. You need at least 10 minimum trading days, which is still around the industry average. There is a 30% consistency rule, and they also have news trading rules already on their challenge account. For a 50k trade day challenge, you actually end up paying only $165 per month, and there's also a 20% discount if you use my affiliate link in the description box below at no extra cost to you. And the cool thing here is that you never have to pay an activation fee with TradeDay. I know there's some confusion here. Some people pretend that you have to pay for the data fees with the CME group, blah, 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 but that only applies if you trade on a live funded account. And once you're trading with your funded simulation account, you still have the same 4% max trailing drawdown, which is calculated at the end of the trading day using the same safety pillow method. So once you get above 52,000 on your 50k account, your trailing drawdown locks in at 50k. You also have the same news trading rules that you already had during your challenge, and there's also no scaling plan, so you can use the same amount of minis or micros that you used to during the challenge. And the best thing, of course, like we already saw with TakeProfitTrader, you can request immediate payouts on day one without any complicated rules. And that's really great, but keep in mind, there's still the safety net or safety pillow method in place. So if you withdraw, let's say, your first $200 profit on your 50k funded account or your funded simulation account, you actually lose $200 of your $2,000 max trailing drawdown. So you want to make sure that you only withdraw profits above 52k. So once you make your $52,200, first $200 above 52,000, you can withdraw that without losing anything of your trailing maximum drawdown. Because like with all other firms that we already talked about, your drawdown locks in at 50k once you're above 52. But now it's really up to you which prop firm you like the most, and that shouldn't be based on someone else's opinion. It should really be all about you. Trading is really individual. Every trader is different, every system is unique, so whatever suits your trading style or your approach the most, that's eventually what you should sign up for. Don't worry about the money, because essentially if you're a consistent profitable trader, you can get much more out of a 50k or a 150k account than you initially paid for it. So let's say you're a complete beginner, then maybe I would recommend Apex, because they most of the time have the 70 to 90% discounts, where it's just really cheap to get a good hands-on feeling of what it feels like to be in a funded account challenge. But if you know that you're already consistent and profitable, then pick the one that fits your system the most. And in addition to the challenge comparison, I now also created a funded account comparison. And yeah, so let's say you already know your system works, you've already passed a couple of funded accounts, and you only want to, sign up with a new company. Then this comparison will help you to decide which one you should go with, because then the challenge isn't so important to you. It's more important what trading on a funded account afterwards is really like. So now, before the video comes to its end, I also want to quickly talk about 2 other future funding firms. I had not enough time to put them in this video, but I will make sure I will make a specific video about them. I like them, but personally to me, they didn't stand out too much. So yeah, the only thing I really liked about Elite Trader Funding is the option for the Diamond Hands account, where you can actually hold future trades overnight and over the weekend. It costs $365 so if you are a swing trader, make sure to check that offer out. The link for it is in the description box below. And we also have a new futures funding firm. Maybe some of you guys trade CFDs and you have already traded with my funded FX. Now they also have a futures company. And the cool thing here is really that you have a 1 minimum trading day requirement to pass the challenge. Most of them are very similar, but that's why it's important to have the comparison side by side to pick the one that works best for you and your system. And if you want to support my work, you can use the affiliate links in the description box below at no extra cost to you. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it,